Hey, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Guess what I have? As promised, I finally found the Grape Ice Esco bar. Metallic purple. That's what it looks like. Yep. I mentioned in my other videos that I really wanted to try it. That I wanted to find a fourth Esco bar brand that I liked just as well as my top three, so I could have a variety of go-tos in case they're out of my top favorites. And so I was very pleased earlier this week when I walked into my spot. I told you guys how I like to, yeah, they carry everything at Vapor World, but that's too much. I'm not going to spend $27-30 bucks on this. I like to get it at my local gas station. They are starting to carry more and more flavors, and I can get it for $16.50. So I was very pleased when I walked in the other day and they actually had grape ice. I was very excited. I'm going to be quick with this one. Just tell you a couple things about it. Same box. I've showed you guys the boxes before. Pretty much the same stuff here. It comes, you know, it's going to come in the plastic wrapper. You're going to rip that top off. And it also comes, like I've shown you guys before, with the little plastic pieces on top. I actually filmed this review earlier and my damn phone blinked out on me. Completely ruined the video. It's gone, so I'm having to kind of do it again. Plastic pieces, like usual, you just take those right off. And some of these vapes, this one's pretty easy, common sense, but some of them are quite complicated. I'll tell you a quick story after this review that happened to me with another type of vape earlier in the week. Ugh, it was complicated and weird. Okay, anyway, on to the grape ice. Ooh, yes, it is grape. It's everything I thought it would be. Powerful grape flavor. All of these Esco bars hit powerfully. Nice throat hit, satisfying. Lights up like that. Yeah, it's like a grape now later, or grape soda. It's very, very grape. I'm going into my third day of having this one. On the first and second day, most of the Esco bars are very, whatever flavor you choose, they're very powerful. The flavor is like overwhelming kind of on that first and second day, just very wow. And then going into your second and third day, on into the fourth day, however long they last you, they last me right at 4 days usually. They may last you 5 or 6 or even longer, just depends on how much you hit them. But they do mellow out after the first couple of days. The flavor's still there, but it just tones down some. You just kind of get used to it. I kind of have mixed feelings about this grape. I can't say that it's up there with my top favorites, which are strawberry cream, banana ice, and watermelon ice. Those three, like I talked about before, they are mellow enough to where I can tolerate them for 3 or 4 days. But they still pack a nice flavor. You know, but they're not just like an over-the-top flavor where it irritates my throat. Or some of these Esco bar flavors will leave an aftertaste. This one does that. I've got this weird grape aftertaste in my throat and my mouth all the time. That's something you kind of have to get used to. So that's why strawberry cream is really my top favorite, because it has a nice flavor, but it's so smooth and mellow, and it doesn't really leave some high-pitched aftertaste in the back of my mouth and throat. It's just, I don't know, it's just good. I don't know how to put words to that strawberry cream. It's really good. All in all, I do like the grape. I'm a grape fan. I like grape soda. I like grapes. I like grape candy. You know, I do like it. It has a wonderful grape flavor. It's smooth. It is menthol because it says ice. But it's not like an overwhelming ice or menthol or anything. It almost tastes just like regular grape flavor. It's not as icy as some of them can be. So I do like it if I'm in the mood for grape, but I can't quite say that it's up there with my top favorite go-tos. I don't know if I would buy this one again or not. I think I would if, you know, I took a mood and it was like, okay, I've had enough strawberry cream for a while, I've had enough banana. If I just really got kind of burned out on those top favorites, I probably would buy this one again because it's a really nice flavor. I would not buy spearmint again. I would not buy bubblegum again. I don't like either one of those for sure. This one, yeah. I'd buy it again. You know, but I can't say that it's up there with my top favorite go-tos. Maybe close. So, you know, that's that. I just wanted to let you guys know that I got it. And I was like really excited that day when I saw it on the shelf. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they have this here. Finally. Because, you know I can go to Vapor World. It's more expensive there. And pretty much find any flavor on the planet. But I don't want to spend that kind of money. And I was just shocked when this one showed up. I've also seen a caramel ice. Or, no, salted caramel, I believe, out at Vapor World the few times I've been out there. That one interested me too. So I don't know what I'll do next, but I did tell you guys that once a month or once every couple months, even though I don't like to waste my money on something I might not like, I told you guys I would go ahead and break off my favorites, my trusted ones that I know I love, and I would go ahead and go out on a limb and try something new, let you guys know what it was all about. So that's what I did. But yeah, wonderful grape flavor. It's got the nice little icy cooling effect, nice throat hit. You can always trust Esco for that. And now I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me when I tried another vape earlier in the week. Once again, I was completely disappointed. That's why out of all the disposables out there, and I've tried several other brands of disposable besides Esco, I just don't review them because I don't like them. I guess okay, here's what I did. I was going to say, I guess I could go get it, hang on to it, and do a review on it. I think it's around here somewhere. I gave it to my son. He used it for a while until he got paid, and then he went and got his Esco. He likes these too. So anyway, earlier in the week, before I got a hold of this one, the spearmint one ran out. I was done with spearmint, and it was time for me to get another vape. And I was getting impatient, like really wanting grape ice, really just grape ice, just on my mind. They didn't have it in the Esco at that point yet. And so I saw a brand called Rick and Morty, R&M. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that brand. This particular one, about that big, it's wider than this one. I'm so used to this. The length and, this pin-like. It's not quite as thin as I'd like it to be, but I'm used to this. The Rick and Morty was short and fat. I did like that it lit up at the top. I really like that. That's fun. Looked like a lava lamp at the top. I think it was the Rick and Morty Tornado, R&M Tornado, something like that. And, okay, before I purchased it, here's something that's important to me. I don't like salt nicotine. There's a difference between salt nicotine and freebase nicotine. At some point, I'll get a video up on the differences, what all that stuff means. But I've kind of talked to you about it before. Salt nicotine apparently absorbs in the bloodstream faster than freebase nicotine. And they use different types in these vapes. I'm guessing. I'm still doing research on this. I'm still learning. But I avoid the ones that say salt nicotine because every one that I've tried that says salt nicotine, I don't like it. They end up having a light, airy hit like you're vaping air. As a 30-year smoker, I need a fucking throat hit. I need something that's going to satisfy me and keep me off the damn cigarettes. I don't need that light, airy shit. Okay, that's just how I feel about it. And I examined the box before I bought the R&M vape. looking all over the place, making sure, God, okay, I hope this one isn't Salt Nick. I don't see that anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Bought it. No sooner I got the damn thing to the car, you know, I have to wear reading glasses these days. I guess I overlooked it. It did turn out to be salt nicotine. And it was in very fine print, hidden somewhere on the back of the box or whatever. I don't know how the hell I missed it. I knew right then this vape is probably not going to be satisfying. So I took it out of the box, and thank God for YouTube reviews, because this vape was weird. I didn't know what the hell to do with it. So sometimes we have to go on YouTube and see what other people are doing and see how to use some of these vapes. Some of them are complicated. This particular one had a little wick in the top. It had the adjustable airflow, which didn't make a damn. It didn't make the hit any stronger, or to me. But it had a little wick on top, and so I had to immediately go on YouTube and go, okay, what the hell do I do with this thing? And so I found a review, and the guy said, well, you pull the wick out, of course. And he said, but don't hit it right then. Wait. He said, if you do, right after you pull that wick out, it hasn't had time to do something, distribute the juices or something, and you'll burn it up. I was like, well, damn, I guess it's a good thing I came on here, because how the hell would I know? It doesn't say that on the box. So I pulled the wick, sat it down for 30 seconds to a minute, like he said, and I went ahead and hit it. Nope, I was very disappointed. It was grape ice. I meant to tell you that. I was just so impatient and so wanting to get a hold of a grape ice that I went ahead and spent that money, knowing in the back of my mind, it's not going to be like the Escobar. It's probably going to suck. And it did. I was disappointed. Hey, they're fun to look at. They light up. And you know, some people want that light, airy vape hit in the back of their throat. Some people haven't been smoking for years. Some people, you know, everybody has a different thing. But for me, I use vapes so that I don't smoke regular cigarettes. I have a terrible cigarette habit. And so I need something that's going to keep me from doing that as much as possible. And so these Escobars in the disposables are really one of the only ones I have found that give me that feeling and sensation like I've had a cigarette, and they're very satisfying. So yeah, the Rick and Morty, I'm like, And I don't know about Escobar. Here's what I want to do more research on and try to find out. And as soon as I do, I will get this video up in the near future about salt nicotine, free-base nicotine. You can also do your own research. It's out there, what that's all about. And I want to know. I went the other day onto the Escobar website, because nowhere on their box, nowhere on their box does it say salt nicotine. This box says 5% nicotine. Can you see it there under the grape ice? 5% nicotine. It doesn't say free-base nicotine. It doesn't say salt nicotine. It just says 5% nicotine. To me, there is a difference between the boxes that say salt nicotine and just nicotine. And I want to kind of get a better understanding on all of that. Is this, in fact, the free-base nicotine? Is that why it says just nicotine? And I went on the Escobar website, and lo and behold, after scrolling and looking around through things and reading through things, there was a statement at the bottom of one of their pages on the website that said salt nicotine. And so I am thoroughly confused. If anyone else has any information on this, or you know what's up, feel free to comment me, give me some feedback, let me know. Because I want to know. I want to know. Is it salt nicotine or is it not? What's going on? Because that confused the hell out of me, because on their boxes it doesn't say salt nicotine. Then if it is salt nicotine, why does it say it on their website? Why is it printed on the box? And if it's not, I mean, it's just so confusing. Why do other vapes say salt nicotine? Why does this one not say salt nicotine if it really is? That's what I want to know, okay? So that kind of threw me for a loop. The thing for me is, when reading about the free-base nicotine, how they described it, is that those types of vapes that contain freebase nicotine, they suggested that you would have to pull on those quite a bit more until you felt satisfied with enough nicotine. Whereas with the salt nicotine, supposedly you only need a couple of vapes on it, pulls on it, whatever you call it, and you feel it absorbs into your bloodstream very quickly. So I would think with those that have salt nicotine, it would be easier for you to overdo it. If you're a person like myself, not only do I have the nicotine addiction, the addiction to cigarettes, but 30 years of the oral fixation, the hand, mouth, constant. Okay. For me, I prefer the one that I would have to pull on 3 or 4 more extra times to get satisfied, because again, it's the ritual. It feels to me like I'm having a cigarette. It's kind of taking the place of that. And, well, generally, a cigarette lasts a while. At least 5, 6, 7 minutes or so. And so you don't just hit a cigarette a couple times and boop, that's enough nicotine, you're done. So, for me, I prefer the one that I have to draw harder on, just like a cigarette. And I've had enough nicotine for right now, so I'm not going to hit this one again, or I would show you. But, yeah, I prefer that as a smoker of so many years, trying to stay away from it. I need those certain things to keep me off the real cigarettes. I want to draw on it harder. I want it, to have to pull on it a few extra times until I'm satisfied. That works for me because that's similar ritual to having a cigarette. Whereas a lot of these people, I guess they aren't smokers or never were smokers. Maybe some of the younger people, I don't know. And again, my videos are for educational purposes, entertainment purposes only. I am not suggesting that vaping is healthy. Just let me put that out there real quick. I am not suggesting that this is healthy for anyone, that this is something you should even do. These videos are for people of legal vaping and smoking age. But I prefer that whole, I don't want, and there are some people that are like, they want that light, airy, and they even hit vapes like as if they were smoking a joint or something. I've even had my son tell me that he pulls on it that way. I can't imagine. I'd be afraid I would choke, because if you did that with a cigarette, you would choke. So I'm, okay, call me old school or whatever with my vape. I'm pulling on it drawing on it like a damn cigarette. I'm taking a drag, yeah. And I need to do it. I need to be able to pick that thing up, and I need to have 3 or 4 or 5 good pulls on it. Kind of like similar rituals to smoking a cigarette, and that's what's going to keep me satisfied and from smoking cigarettes. I don't want the one that absorbs into my damn bloodstream so quickly after a couple of pulls on it. And, if I'm sitting there mindlessly in the car driving or whatever, just pulling away like I would regularly with what I think a freebase nicotine vape is like, you can get away with that because it's not absorbing into your bloodstream as quickly. I sure as hell wouldn't want to be sitting there, doing that with a salt nicotine vape. So for the ritual part of it, so I need it to be okay in several different areas. I need something just right for me. And you have to find what's just right for you, whatever works for you. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be sitting there with one of the salt nicotine vapes and just mindlessly pulling away at it. That's really a concern to me, and I've spoken with my son about that. I was like, son, it's important that you learn exactly what's going on with these. Do a lot of research. Learn the differences, in salt nicotine and freebase nicotine and whichever ones you're buying and how quickly it absorbs into the bloodstream, because I feel that a lot of people are sitting around with some of them just kind of mindlessly pulling away, and unless there's some button, alarm, or thing that lights up to tell you, some of them may do that. That, hey, that's a cutoff point. You've had enough. They should. you know, but I would think that if it's true that salt nicotine absorbs into the body more quickly after only a small amount of hits to it, I would think that it would be easy to OD on nicotine or get too much. That's what I would think. So that kind of concerns me. But I intend to get to the bottom of which one is in Esco bars. Because so far, I've been on Esco bars for about 5.5 months, five and a half months now, getting close to 6 months. So far, they have worked very well for me. I do have an anxiety disorder. I have to be really careful sometimes about stimulants, caffeine, nicotine. But nicotine has been something that's been a part of my life, unfortunately, since I was about 12 years old. You know, I know my body, and I know what's going to affect it, my anxiety, and what's going to affect my heart. I have to be very careful, but so far, this works for me as far as the ritual of wanting to, hit on this a few good times. It doesn't seem to aggravate my anxiety condition or my heart, as far as palpitations or heart racing or anything like that. So far, it's been okay for me, just like a regular cigarette. In moderation. I wouldn't want to overdo this one either. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys. That is my grape ice. I love that color though. Beautiful color. Metallic purple. That's my grape ice Escobar review. So we'll see what comes next. I would definitely buy this one again, for sure. It's got a great flavor, but I can't say that it'll be one of my go-to absolute top favorites. I'm going to stick with strawberry cream on that end, okay, because it's just so smooth, and it's one of the only ones that doesn't leave that flavor aftertaste in the back of your throat. The strawberry cream just really doesn't do that. So we'll see what I come up with next. I'll get another one up for you guys in the future. And I'll keep doing my research. And I'll try to find out, is this salt nicotine? Is it free-base nicotine? Why is it not stated on the box? What's going on? Why does it say so on the website? What's going on here? And I'll try to get some more information up for you guys. Feel free to comment me, leave me some feedback if you guys have a clue what's up with this. I would appreciate it. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.